When it comes to prayer, we are all beginners. None of us has arrived. None of us is an expert. We are always a learner, a trainee, an apprentice. How do we know? Well, by just looking at the disciples. Here we have people who were part of the inner circle of Jesus. They spent time with him. They got to know him. They witnessed his miracles. They heard his teachings, and they were familiar with his prayer life. And yet even they come to Jesus in Luke 11 verse 1 and say, Lord, teach us to pray. They too were ongoing learners. Prayer is the work of a lifetime. We are always busy learning. We never master it. It is something that this is my experience, something that we fall into and fall out of. So maybe we are in the habit of praying and then we fall out of it and then we fall back into it. And that's just how it is. We never quite master it. And God, being the gracious God that He is, He merrily continues to work in us throughout it all. What an amazing God He is. We tend to overanalyze things. We tend to overcomplicate prayer. But He says, come as little children. We should pray as we can, not as we can't. Because the more that we learn, the more that we grow. And the more that we grow, the more mature prayers we might pray in between all the rest, because our whole prayer journey will be quite haphazard. There will be simple prayers, there will be magnanimous prayers, there will be selfish prayers, there will be mature prayers, all mixed up together. But our job is just to do it, just to pray. In the Message, in Matthew 6, verses 7 and 8, we read in the Message, the world is full of so-called prayer warriors who are prayer ignorant. They're full of formulas and programs and advice, peddling techniques for getting what you want from God. Don't fall for all that nonsense. This is your Father you're dealing with, and He knows better than you what you need. With a God like this loving you, you can pray very simply. I like a quote by Mark Trotter, who wrote in Grace All the Way Home these words: throw anything up there, stumble, use bad grammar, have long embarrassing pauses, split your infinitives, and even dangle your participles. It doesn't matter. Just groan or sigh if that is all you can do, because God's hearing our prayer does not depend on your eloquence, but on God's grace, which is already at work in your life. And you know, it all starts just with a desire to pray. The Desert Fathers believed that if you want to pray, you are already praying. So just do it.